Hi all. So we'll wait for we'll start because pretty much people will start join. We will start or we will wait for another 2 minutes. I think 8:04. So 4 minutes completed.
Please start the session.
Okay. So today we'll talk about the data types and constraints. Okay. So yesterday as we discussed the DML operation we completed. Now, so the people will ask, right, what is the data type? See, basically the data types. So when exactly we will use, right? So let me drag here. So let's say this is the space. Okay. The space name equal to column names. Column names in the sense, let's say batch ID, ID I can say. So for ID, if you see in the table batch ID, so what is the data type here? The batch ID, number data types. So data types is very important to lead it will decided what kind of data we are able to store in that column. So that also it indicates how many sizes. So let's say here the column name, each and every column name, it will occupy the space. Within the space, what is the data type here? Number. So within the space, only we can store the number. Okay. So if it is a date, only we can store the date. It's a varchar, then it will only store the varchar supported values. It is only club, so it will store the club related data. So just what I need to tell here, the point is, if an interviewer they'll ask, so why we record the data types? So then you should tell. So based on the data type, we can decide it. So what kind of values we are going to store in the column. Okay. So now in Oracle, so if you say this is Oracle for the 19C, so the data type is number. So here number or integer, the integer will be the earlier version of the data type. After that, a new version came number. So both we can use, but number it will give the more flexibility in the while doing the calculation of the float value. But int it will not support. Again, we need to take the float. So instead of we are taking the two data types. So one data type I'm using that is called number. Okay. So here if we say number, so how many digits it will take? The size of the limit is 30 digits, which means millions and trillions data it will support. Okay. First thing, this is one. And second thing is, so if you say 7,2, let's say an example. This is very important in the terms of if you do any certification exam, right? Definitely they will ask you. So let me log into the DB. So I created a table. Create table. Text one. And ID the column name. The number is a data type. Okay. So table got created. I'm inserting the data. Again, I'm creating here. I need to put 7, 2. So while inserting the data or populating the data, so I will insert the data like 10. It will insert. It will store the 10. 10.345. I can store. So 10.2 values I can store. Then I'll do the commit. It will permanently store into the DB. Then I'm storing the database. Okay. So now if we observe, see why it will take only 2 values. Any reason?
1, 2. For only decimal value.
Hello, sir. Please tell me again.
See,
After a decimal, it can store only 2 values.
so why I'm telling here. See here, right? If we insert the data 10.2 decimal, it taking the 2 decimal. So it 10.3 decimal, I'm inserting the data, but still it taking only 2 decimal. The reason being here. So this is the reason. So here the 7, right? Within the 7, what will happen, right? -2, which means 5 digits it will take. Remaining it will take 0.2 values. So total 7 and -2, 5 integer values, okay, 2 decimal values. So people will think 7.2, 7 decimal point, 7 decimal numbers, and after that 7 integer number. After that 2 is the decimal point. People will think, but it's not like this. So let me insert one more row. We'll get the clarity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the error we are getting? The value larger than you specified the precision allowed for this column, which means even though you are giving 7, but the precision is there, right? It is already minus. So that's why we can't able to insert the 7, but 5 digits values we can insert. See, now it got inserted. If you do the commit, then if you see, if you see here, so we'll get the data. So now what
Sir, if we don't put any decimal values there and put
then it will
try
not
to
take the
insert,
decimal.
then and we put the integer 7 digit, then it will take.
Yes, yes, it will take.
Like we are not putting any decimal values, but we are putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it will get inserted or not.
Yeah. So for answering your questions, I am creating one more column here. So then I will insert the data type. Then you will get the more clarification. So here, just ID 2 is a number of 7. I will give you. So table got altered. Now I want to insert the data. Insert into test ID 1 values. So I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 digits number I have given. So 7 I have given, it taken the 7 values. Because I provided the 7 without any decimal, it will take the 7. If you give more than 7, then it will be the issue. So the data types, what will tell you right here. So this is a column name. Column name is the ID. Okay, ID, it will take the space. Within the space, it will take that this is a number. So only number value it will take. Number of 7 means only 7 digits rows data it will take. If anybody asks what is the data type means, data type, it will decide the what kind of values we are going to store in a column. How many data types are there? Number, worker, date. If we don't have any float, so number we can use as a float also. How will you use the float? 7, 2, which means 7 digits. Within the 7 digits, comma 2 minus 2, the total 5 digits number it will allow, because 2 is the decimal point. So this is the entry question. Now, last class we discussed, right? Same. I have a data in the table. Okay. So now this ID column, I want to change number to worker. Can I able to change or not? This is a certification exam question. You can change or not, you can confirm.
Yes, we can change.
Sorry.
Yes, we can change.
So then what is the statement? Alter, table, text one,
Table name,
modify.
column name,
What is the column name? ID1.
ID 1 to varchar. Varchar.
Worker of, I am giving 10. It will allow or not? So what is the error you're getting? Say, remember, earlier there is no data. We can able to change one data type to another data type. So if I want to change now, the column should be empty. Okay. Now, can I increase the value? ID1 number, right? Number now it's 7. Can I make it 10?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
So this also exam. So now we can say description of the text one. So we are getting the number 10. Can I decrease? Can I decrease to 5?
Yes.
Are you sure? So
You
tell
can
me
No.
what is
decrease
the
to the maximum,
decrease.
whatever is the data available in the column of
yes,
that particular,
so
the lesser, the maximum one till that we can do.
correct. So yesterday what we discussed, right? In the table, if I want to decrease the data type, it will take the maximum length of the column value, the column's data value. Up to that, we can able to increase. But what is the maximum here? Already I provided the 7 characters of data. So you should not increase the decrease the 7. It should be 7 only stopped, because it is the highest number of data in the column. Okay. So these are the things. So now
So
we'll go for it.
if we want to change the data type of a column which is having a data already into that to like varchar, how we can do like that?
So then what we need to do, right? So again, we need to add one more column here in the table, ID1 or ID1 underscore temp. Then we need to move the data from here to this column. Then it will be empty. Then we'll change it. Again, we can replace it.
Okay. We need to transfer the data first, take the backup in that data, and then we can then probably
Correct.
modify.
Now, the second question the people asked. So char, what is the difference between char and worker? So the char is a fixed length. So which means, let me go example. So same table, alter, table, text one, add, exe char, example of char, the char of 10. So now, if you see the table description, we have all the columns which we created, char of 10. So now I'm inserting the data into I'm inserting the data into X underscore char. So only one column I need. So that's why I'm specifying here. If you're not specifying this one, we need to provide the all of column values. So, but for time being, I want to insert only this column value. So here I am putting A. So here you need to listen a bit carefully here. So what is the character size is 10, but actual data what I provided here, 2 character of data. It will be inserted, but remaining thing it will append with a null. So even though if I provide 2, but it is character is 10. So I provided 2. So 10 minus 2, 8. 8 remaining will be null values. Internally it will null values. So it will be space consumed. So same example I will take. Alter table text 1, add example of worker. So worker of 10. I added one more column here. Same insert statement I'm writing. Worker. So it got inserted. So the difference between char and worker, right? So remember here, I'm taking the new one. So because I want to explain new thing. I will say, see, this is the column. The column is character column. CHAR. Okay. So exact column name EXE underscore characters. So here in this column, based on the table, so based on the table, what we can do here, xcar char of 10. So which means here character value we can store up to 10. But while inserting the data, how many character I given? Only 2. So which means A will be created. A will be created. Remaining 8 will be null. So one more column I created. What is the column? EX underscore worker. So again, this column it will occupy the space. The space name equal to EX underscore characters. Okay, EX underscore characters worker. So what is the size here? Here also 10. But what kind of, how many values we provided? Only 2 values we provided. So what is that 2 values? A and A. So remaining space, it will not append with a null. So it will be removed here. So how much data you provided, for that only it will occupy the space. Remaining space, it will not touch. That is the exact difference between char and worker. Now you people tell me what is the difference between char and worker as for your understanding.
So in character, whatever data, whatever values we pass, it will occupy the whole space, whatever is given in the data type while defining the character. But in varchar, it is like a variable character. It takes whatever value it is in given. It will take that much value, and rest it will remove the space.
Correct.
So for performance basis, varchar is good than char.
Yes. So char only we can use only single decimal if I want to insert S or Y. So that case we will use only char because there is only one, it will occupy the space. See, ultimately in the database developer, you should know 2 things. One is as soon as you are getting the database, you can reduce the space as much as possible. You can reduce the space, and as much of as possible you can reduce the oracle hint. I mean oracle hit, which means you are if you take 10 minutes of 10 minutes time you are unable to log in, you not to reduce to 2 to 3 minutes. So which means if you are logging the DB, You'll do your work fastly, then come back and give opportunity to some other guy to log in. You can do it. So that way, if you maintain it, the database will be up and running smoothly. Okay. So this is the blind rule. Now we'll go for this one.
So what is the difference between varchar and varchar2, which we use in the
See,
data type?
varchar and varchar2 both are similar, but the size. If you say varchar 2000 bytes and varchar only, it will occupy bit less space. The space actually.
Okay, varchar's limit is less and varchar2's limit is more.
Yes, varchar 2 is the, so it will be introduced in 99. So before that, it is a varchar. So varchar around 1000 bytes, might be 1000 bytes is occupied, but varchar to 2000 bytes it will occupy. So which means we can able to store huge volume of data in the column. That's why we'll go for a varchar of 2. Okay. So I mentioned the notes also. So that's why. Okay. See, this is a point I want to mention here in real time. So what they will ask, right? Dynamic, it supports dynamic memory allocation. So what is the meaning of dynamic memory allocation? This is the dynamic memory allocation, which means while giving the data only, it will decide that how many character we can use, how many character we don't want to use in the space. So if you have if you have a 7 years or 8 years of experience guy, what is the difference between and char? So simple word they will tell you. What they tell, right? Varchar of 2. It is a dynamic space allocation. Char, it is not a dynamic space allocation. What is the meaning of dynamic space allocation means based on the data, if you have a 10, I'll provide only two digits value. Remaining 8, it will be freezed out, which means it will not occupy the space. That is called dynamic space allocation.
What about char range, sir? Maximum how much data it will be stored by char?
So by char mostly in real time. So see, only one character if I used in entire my career. If you ask the maximum length, so it might be 1000 bytes according to the 12C, but 19C I'll get back to you on that. But char we will not use much more. You can forget also. Char only used for only one character saving only, because if you use the 2 also, again it will take the more space and the space will be append with the null while doing the table, huge volume of data. So that time the space volume only which will increase, we will be in trouble. Okay. Char mostly 99% we will use only one. Okay. Varchar we will use 99.11% we will use, 100% we will use varchar of 2. So the maximum varchar of 2 also bytes is 2000 bytes we can able to utilize. That is will comes under 763397 characters we can use. Okay. Next, date. So date, say, let's say, what is the server today date means? Let's say, select sys date from dual. So the date right here, right? These are standard Oracle date format. But if you see here, there is a one more question here. So the Oracle standard date, this is here. But if you go for a ATM, if you go for a railway reservations, they will give you November, complete NOVEMB or November 2022, Sunday or Tuesday, and date will come like this. So that and will comes under conversion functions. Don't worry, we will talk about more. But so far what we understood. So Oracle will store the date also. So what format Oracle will store? This is a standard format they will store. Okay. If we give some other data format, again we need to convert into this format. Then we need to populate the data in the table in date format. So long. So here I'm clear. One statement I have mentioned here. See, what is the use of this one? It is used to represent the numbers and character information. Remember, long also like a worker, but see like a worker also worker because it is all the numbers and worker information. And maximum limit of this one 2 GB. But here, what is the limitation? What is the limitation here? 2000 bytes. So now you can tell me what is the difference between worker and long data type. So both are we can store the numbers and character information, but worker of 2 only 2000 bytes information I can able to store, but long 2 GB data, one column 2 GB data we are inserting, which means almost 5,000, 10,000 books of information, scan it and we can store it. You're getting my point. One column, there is 1,000 or 10,000s of rows of data we can able to store in one column. That Oracle will provide. Long. Next, lob. So then what is the use of lob? There are different types of lobs. Okay. See here we need to understand here. Here is 2 GB, but here is the 4 GB. You're getting or not? Hello?
Yes.
My voice is
Yes,
clear,
yes.
right? Yeah. See what I'm trying to say. First of all, worker is 2000 bytes. Some people see that is more than enough. And apart from that, so if I want to store 1 GB, 2 GB data, yes, we can go for a long. I want 4 GB data. My data is huge volume. I want to insert. Then I will go for a lob
Lob.
call. Then sometimes I want to store the images like videos, audios. I want to insert. So then what kind of format we will use?
Lob.
blob. So blob, we can store the images, we can store the audio, we can store the video, anything. Enclave means audio and data, everything will be, we can able to insert the data in the column. There is one more, again, there is one more certification question. They will ask you, can I use the long data type 2 times while creating the table or not? So the answer should be only one time. Long always will be only one time. One table creation only one time we can able to define. 2 times it will not allow. Okay, this is the point. Now it got clear.
So Lob, what objects we can say?
Sorry, your can you repeat?
In Clob, Lob, what objects we can save? Any data we can save or images also we can save?
Long is a one data type. That's it.
Lob.
See, CLab is a
Clob.
see here is 4 GB data, right? See in lob directly we can't mention the lob. If it is a character, CLab only will mention. See while creating the data. See, let's say here. Alter table text one, add example, see lob, see same thing. Okay, see lob. So this is the data type. If you give the lob, it will fail you. See in lab, see we will call as a lobs. Under lobs we need to provide the data types. This is for characters, this is for binary images and all. This is for anything. We can combination. So both you can do here combination. C lob, character lob and binary lob. This one is only for name conversations. It is not a data type. Okay. Are you clear, right?
Yes.
So now there is a one more business scenario. Now you join the company. So the company, as soon as join, they will provide your, they will take your details and they will provide your badge ID or employee ID. Correct or not? So how they will provide? So let's say I created one table. Okay. So here your name, your batch ID, your position, a reporting manager. So your department and your manager and blah blah vagera vagera. You have the, we have one table. So now a person name, his name is A. He joined the company. So I given the employee number is 101. Okay. So next day, one more guy joined. His name is B. So again, I given the employee ID 101. It will acceptable. Even though if Aadhaar, if you take, so one same Aadhaar number, can I able to provide two numbers, two persons?
No.
No.
Okay. So now here is the two people I can able to see. So let's say 1 lakh people. 1 lakh people, I start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like. While giving the data, if it is already present in the table, it will throw error. Say it should throw error. Boss, it is already used. Give me a new number that I will be inserted. So that kind of validation I want to perform in the table. Then here is the salary we can take. In salary and a person, okay, the range will be is a senior, is a software engineer. So 1 lakh to 5 lakhs I want to provide. So if I'll provide 0, he will able to work. No, right? Here also I need to check while giving the salary. Senior software engineer 0 will not give, only starting 1 lakh to 5 lakhs I need to provide. Like that, senior software engineer 5 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So there is the slats. Based on the slats, I need to provide. If it is wrongly, if you updated in the salary column, I need to get the alert saying that, boss, you can't enter. Is a senior software engineer salary is fixed this much of this much. We can't change it. Please enter the correct data. I want to provide one alert while inserting the data or populating the data into the table. That is my question. So how will you implement? Oracle says, you don't worry. If you insert wrong data also, we will intimate you if you use the constraints. You're getting or not? Hello?
Yes. Getting.
Yes.
So then now how will you tell the interview? So we are theoretically we are doing, right? So how you interview, right? If I want to maintain the integrity data in the table, or if we want to enforcing the integrity data in the table, we'll go for a constraint. What are the constraints we have? Now if people tell the constraint. So what are the constraints we have? No, forget about this. I will take new tab, then we'll type. Unique constraint.
Constraints are
So what
Primary
it will
key.
do the unique constraint? So the data should be unique. Next,
yes, sir, but it
not
can
null
be
constraint.
duplicate.
Not null constraint, what it will do? It will not allow the null values. Now the interview question. Can I insert the null value into unique constraint?
Yes.
Yes.
How many values we can insert?
Only
One.
one null we can insert.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, you can use multiple nulls. Null is not equal to null, right?
Null is the garbage and the uncountable value. So one null never equal to another null value. So we can use n number of values. We will verify for your safe side. For better understanding, we will verify. So, okay, I'll create one column. The column is not there, right? Okay, this is already created, right?
Constraint to existing column.
No, it will.
Actually, there is space need to not space null.
Not and null should have a space between.
No. Yeah. My system cannot enable the null values. Okay, I will take the fresh new column because it is there, right? So add
Yes.
example not null. Okay.
Yes.
Table should be empty to add the mandatory not null columns. Okay, we'll drop the column. We'll delete the data. Delete from text one. So then I committed. Now I am inserting the. Now there is a one more column ex not null constraint. So here not null constraint. So what will happen? Then unique constraints also will create. Let me copy these statements as is. So there is a one more column that is called unique constraint. Okay. So the column unique constraint and I created. That is also created. Now I'll go for the description of the table. So these many columns are there. Not null unique. Okay. So then now I will try to insert the data. Insert into text one. And what are the columns? Ex underscore not null, comma, ex underscore unique values. So insert into text one, not null and unique. So now I'm not null means I will insert a. Okay. Here this is not null. This is unique, right? Unique also I'll mention this. Now it will be no problem. It will got inserted. Now we will raise the issue. So first not null, I'll provide the null value. It will allow. So what we're discussing here in this, if we assign this constraint in the column while inserting the data, you should verify whether you are providing null or not. If you're providing null, you cannot insert the null into this column. This kind of alert will get it. So if as soon as we are getting the alert, so you should populate some data. So we'll populate some data. A. So here also this is unique, but already I provided A. Again, if I want to try to provide, so what kind of error will get here? We have a unique constraint. It got violated. So you should maintain some data. Now I'll provide the null value here. It will accept. it will accept. Again, I will provide the null values. Again, it will provide null values. Null values. N number of null values it accept. Why? Reason? One null never equal to another null. There is a blind rule. Okay. If you go for a SQL server, if you go for a MongoDB, if you go for a Cassandra, you go for a MySQL, anything, if you go for a DB2, null never equal to another null. Okay. So, but SQL server, the latest version, they are assuming that null values also, but up to some extent, it's not completely not present. Now you people understand. So what is the use of constraint? What is the use of constraints?
Integrity data maintenance.
Integrated in the sense quality of the data. Quality in the sense, so let's say an example, so employee or Aadhaar card. See, one Aadhaar number unique for one person only. Same Aadhaar number if you enter, saying that boss, it is already present, you need to enter the some other Aadhaar number. Okay. So like that, if you use the constraint, the table data will be perfectable be, or else quality of the data we can able to measure. What is the questions? Voice is not clear, please repeat. See, my voice is clear.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say, not null and unique, the constraint, right? If I want to maintain the quality of the data, which means quality in the sense, so as my business, I want to store the data, we will go for a constraints. So first, what are the constraints we have? Not null, unique. So not null in the sense, you should not provide the null values. You can provide the n number of non-unique values, but not null value should not provide. Second thing, unique. Unique in the sense, I can provide n number of values, null values, because one null value never equal to another null value. It's clear or you got confused?
Just see.
Here is a unique means same value should not repeat it. Not null means you should not provide the null values. Up to here, this point is clear. And second point, unique, I can provide n number of null values because one null value never equal to another null value. Not null, so you should not provide the null values. Apart from null values, repeated data also if you provide, it will take. There is no question. I'll pass 2 minutes. If any questions, ask me. Then I'll go for a next.
So for a table, how many number of not null columns and how many number of unique columns?
It is unlimited. As for your desire, you can use any number of times.
One more thing. In the unique, if you go for the same repeated values, it will take in the unique. I mean, as I say,
No,
not null.
unique value, it will not take the
Yeah.
repeated values. Null value, it will take. Only null value,
Only null.
repeated null value, it will take. Remaining, it will not take. Okay. Then I'll go for another one.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I am create a table. Our table name is employee. So employee ID is equal to unique number. Yeah, employee name is unique number.
See, that is for the business. Employee number you should not mention the unique because
Okay.
same name will be repeated twice or thrice, right? So,
Okay.
for example, my name is Mohan. Another person also will come with Mohan, right? Then what will do? See, that is business logic. We can't name we can't provide the unique, but ID will provide the unique.
Okay.
Name we can provide the not null because every person should have as a name. Without name, no one will be there, right? Then you can put the not null. That is it kind of what is called sense of thinking. Yes.
I'm making a table. What is a non number? Employee ID, employee name, employee address. What is not number?
See, not null means
No, sir,
what
null. Only null.
only.
Null value.
I didn't get your question. None.
I am create a table. Employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee salary, all of us. What are you called null value only?
What are you called? None.
Null value only.
Null. He's saying null, I guess.
See, not null means that's what I'm telling. As for the business, or else as for your desire, you can able to say this column should be data should be mandatory. That time we'll go for a not null. That if I want to maintain the without duplicate data in the column, that time we'll go for a unique queue. So that decided by you. So there is no rule like we are creating the table, we should use this only the two constraint. Not like this. You can use the constraint. We can't use sometimes we don't want to use the constraint. That depends on you, your business or your project.
And one more thing, not null and unique, we can apply at table level as well as column level.
Yeah, table level in the sense while creating the table we can give you, or after creating the column also, after creating the table also we can alter the table. That is called table column level also we can give. Both we can possible.
Not
So
null
if we
also
want,
possible.
Yes, possible, but the table should be empty.
sir, if we want to add any null column, null data to the column, so we should not apply any constraints. So it will take n number of nulls.
See the combination. So let's say one column it is not null, and also I want to maintain the unique queue. Both the things I want to maintain one column. Correct. See, after that I can say primary key. Primary key column means the combination of unique key and not null. Primary key what will tell, right? Unique key value it will take. It will not take the duplicated value. Along with it will not allow the null values. So instead of using two, I can make it one primary key column in the table.
So, but in one column, can we apply multiple constraints?
No,
Like
no.
only one
Some,
constraint on one column.
yeah, once, but some cases, some compositive columns. Yes, I agree. Compositive columns only we can able to do not null and unique key in combination, but that is also it will support, but we will so far in the real time we will not use it
Okay, so
directly.
one
It will
column
not.
should have one constraint on.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. If I want to insert n number of null values in the column, like multiple nulls, if I want, then if I'm not applying any constraint on the column, it is like normal column.
Yeah,
Like
that is
that is okay.
yeah,
Like
that
it
is
will
okay.
take it.
Yeah, it will take.
Okay.
Can I have an example for not null as table level definition?
Yes, I mentioned here, sir. See, this is your answer for your question. But the table should be empty. That is a mandatory. Alter table name, modify the column. What are the column you want to provide on not null? The column name and worker of or null or number, a date, or log, club, long, any data type, then not null.
Okay.
But we need to make a note that table should be empty. Just now we have saw, right? So yeah.
Sir, as we said, that primary key is a combination of unique and not null, both the constraints.
Yes.
But in unique, we can insert n number of nulls because null are different, have different values.
Correct.
And in that duplicate we cannot insert. But in not null, we cannot insert not null values. That is fine. But in that we can insert the duplicate also.
Yes.
In not null.
Correct.
So when it is in primary key, if it is combination of both, then how it is like duplicate will be inserted or no?
No,
Because
duplicate will not inserted, right? If you take the combination, say unique key, it will not allow the duplicate, or not null, it will not allow the null values. Obviously, unique data only it will be inserted.
Okay, so in primary key, not null is also not allowed and duplicate is also not allowed.
Correct. And also, and this class make a note. So this also one of the interview question and certification exam question. While after creating the primary key, by default unique key index will be created. That we will talk. So next class on we will talk. See, primary key, the combination of unique key and not null key, that we can tell up to 5 years of 3 or 4 years of experience. If more than 5 years of experience, they will ask you, if you create the primary key, what will happen? Internally, unique key constraints also will create. So that we'll talk. Just for make a note.
Okay.
So then primary key up to became the primary key. Next, check constraint. So what is the use of check constraint, right? The salary, let's say we have fixed from greater than to less than. So in between salary only it will allow. So that case we'll use the check constraint. Okay. Check also one. After that, default also one of the constraint. Primary key, check constraint, default. So the default in the sense, let's say default in the sense, I will provide some data, it will take the data into the column. If I'll provide some data, it will take the data into the column. If I am not providing the data, I'll put default value AA. So if you are not providing the data, what will happen? By default, it will take AA. If you provide the data, it will take as you provided.
This is a one-time allocation.
Sorry?
Is this a one-time allocation?
Your voice is bit low. Can you speak bit louder?
Is it a one-time allocation?
No, again, your voice is, can you, I hardly
Is it
your
a,
voice.
is it a one-time allocation?
Yes, it's one-time allocation. If you provide the data, it will take. If you not provide the data, same data will be repeated if you not provide.
If we provided a default at the beginning and
Hmm.
in the between, can we change the default?
No, only while creating the table, that time only we can give the default value. After once we created, we can't change the data.
Okay.
Okay. If I want to change the data again, you want to drop the table and recreate, or else you should not maintain any data in the table. Then we'll go and alter. Okay.
Now
Then
we can alter the default constraint, you are saying?
yes, alter, but the table should be empty and empty. That time also we can alter.
Like table should be empty or the column data on which we are applying the constraint
No,
should be
whole
empty?
table should be empty, not only that column data.
So as we change the data type of the column in
Yes.
the between,
No.
alter.
See, while creating the table only we will decide it. So which column we need to data or not. Okay.
Like for example, in the column we do the changes, no, modify the data type. Similar way we can, if the table is empty, we can also alter the
Yes.
constraint.
Yes, we can do that. We can alter. Yes,
Like we can change the default.
Yes, we can change the default. It is
Okay.
empty. Next, the powerful topic is primary key. See, the primary key and foreign key, the whole, see, our RDBMS will run on PK and FK. See, primary key and foreign key. See, the primary key foreign key relation. So that where your normal forms you fulfill or your RDBMS concept will fulfill. So how will you fulfill? Let us take one example. Okay, we'll take one example, then we'll close it. So the normal way we will open the State Bank of account. Okay, so if you open the State Bank account, so in account, what are the fixed value we have? Your name will not change. Your account number will not change. Hello.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So apart from this, your gender will not change. Your father, mother name will not change.
Customer ID also.
Customer ID also will not change. So here the changeable thing is your bank transaction, it will changeable. Okay, your bank transaction.
Yes.
Another one is your address also, it will be changeable. So in RDBMS, all in will come in one table. So what will happen? The duplicate data will happen. Why? So let's say his name is A, account number is 101. His father name is AA. His customer ID is 101 underscore A. Okay, and his code is 01. Now this data will never change, but if he change that, let's say he is at that time he has a 500 rupees he deposit while account opening. Next day I deposit 1000 rupees. Then how many? The next day what will happen? Same data will come. A 101 and A, correct, and A and 01 underscore A and 01, and here it will be changed 1500. So but you are changing only this amount, but unnecessarily why we are repeating this data. So Oracle says if you do like this, so this is not a good practice to maintain the data. So then what will tell, right? The standard one will make it is 1, and this ID will create a one primary key. What are the transaction we have, right? Here this will comes under separate table. Here is the transaction and this is account ID. This account ID will be foreign key. Foreign key means I'll making the relation. If it is ID is present, then only you can do the transaction. If ID is not present, you can't allow to the any transaction. Same here, address change. Today is now I'm in Hyderabad. Okay, so going after few days, I want to change to some other company. Some other company like Bangalore. So then Bangalore address will come. How will you link this address? Same, this is the primary key and this is the foreign key. Now, if you observe this diagram or theory, you can able to answer 3 important questions. The first one is, can I maintain the one primary key? Can I maintain the 2 or 3 foreign keys or not? Yes, we can maintain it. Second thing is, so if we primary key value is present, then only foreign key value it will be allow. So without primary key values, foreign key values it will not allow. Second thing. And third thing is, so when we will go for this thing, so we will make it all the non-changeable data into one table and changeable data into another table. So it will be reduce the duplicate data. You guys are getting or not? Now I'll pause you for 2 minutes. You can ask
Yeah,
some
you can
questions.
repeat third point, Mohan, please.
Which one?
So one primary key will relation with multiple foreign keys, right?
Yes. Not only 1, 2 here, n number of 100,
Yeah,
200,
multiple,
300 also we can make it. That is the one thing. And
okay.
second thing is, if you have a primary key data, then only foreign, say for example, let's say here is 102 is, let's say 102 B is person, his account is 102 account number. If you want to do the transaction, it will check primary key 101 is there, 102 is there. Okay, that present is there, then it will go and verify 101 transaction. So if it is 103, if I want to maintain here, immediately what will happen? It will verify here. 103 is not present. So
It will
I
add.
will not insert into foreign key. You clear that second point, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So now, so tomorrow let's start the foreign key primary key relation. I'll create two tables and how to, and also there is ask one more question. Can I insert the null value into foreign key? Yes, we can insert the null value into the foreign key. That is also we'll see practically.
Yeah, got it, Mohan. Thank you.
The null value is equal to foreign key.
Sorry?
Hello?
Yeah, can you tell me?
A null value is equal to foreign key.
Not
Null value.
null value we can able to insert into foreign key values.
Okay. And primary and okay.
Sir, so what is the need of using default when we are not able to change the data? Is that for only department indication?
No. See, for example, I inserted some data into the table. That data I want to know the timestamp when it got inserted, when it got updated. I'll put the default as a sys date. So I no need to mention the date. Automatically the row created date will come. So that scenario will use the default.
Okay, sys date. And the timing also. Can we also mention?
Yeah, timing also will capture. If it is a timestamp, sys timestamp if you use, it will capture the timestamp also.
Okay. And whatever you said about char,
Hmm.
if we have given 10 characters to take the data, if we provide only 2 characters, then it is remaining is null
Appending
values.
with null values.
Yeah. So is that right side of the data which we provided or left side of the data? If
If you
it is going to
no, always
numerically,
it is left side.
always it is left side. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, what is the uses of check?
What is the uses of check constraint? Yeah, check constraint, right? So let's an example. If it let's say your salary, so I don't want to provide 0. So by mistakenly, if you provide 0 your salary for month, it will give the alert. So you can't provide the salary 0. Or also we will maintain the condition like so senior levels wise is a junior. So we can maintain only 5 lakhs. You can't provide more than 5 lakhs. Then we'll put the check constraint saying that we'll put this column only 5,000 5 lakhs only. It will below 5 lakhs only it will allow. If you provide more than 5 lakhs, it will not allow. So that kind of scenario will use.
Oh, for filtering or for fixing some limit.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
In this 3 points you said, one is that one primary key can have multiple foreign keys. Second, you said that if there is a non-changeable data, we can consider primary key, and changeable, we can go for foreign key. What was the third point you said?
So the relation. So if the primary key data is available, that data only we can able to use in foreign key. So let's say in foreign key, so here 101, 103, 2 account numbers are there. So let's say where is my mouse? Okay. So here I want to insert the 103. So after inserting the primary key, first it will check foreign key value. If it is foreign key value is present 103, then it will allow. It is not there, saying that so parent key is not available. Please insert the 103 into primary key value. Then you can able to insert into foreign key value. So that the statement will get.
Okay, when we are inserting foreign key value, it should have the parent key already
Correct.
in the table.
Yes.
And about the left side data, now you explained that it will be from the left side, that space about character. What was that?
What is the space characters?
The question was asked now that, for example, there is a 10 character space.
See.
And 2 is applied. So from left side it is applied. So did not
Yes.
understand.
Always the data write in all computer data, not only Oracle, in Python, Java, .NET, ABAX, all Unix, everything will be started here only, like that only. From start to right to left. So if it's inserted here, it will be inserted here. Remaining it will be null.
Left to right, it will go.
Yes, always left side. You can say left.
rest remaining will be the right side will be the
Yes. First
null
value will be
occupancy.
right, and then it will go for a left. Sorry. It's vice versa. First will be
First
the
will be
left,
left.
remaining is right,
Okay.
right hand side.
Understood.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. Can I assign two constraints to a one column, sir?
Yeah, we can assign. So, but at what scenario you can tell me, then I can correct it. So let's say not null and primary key, both the combination you want, you can go
I
for a
want to
PK.
take. I want to for primary key and check, sir.
See, it is a valid scenario if you think. See, primary key, what will happen? Not null, it allows the null values and duplicated values. On top of that, if check constraint will put, what will happen, right? It will allow, but performance issue will come. Should not look that. So that's what my statement is. One table has a one constraint. If it
Yeah,
is
hello.
yes.
Yeah, can we create multiple primary key in a one table?
No, only one
No.
primary key in table.
Okay.
The reason is why, the reason is,
Yes.
the reason, man, just I'm asking. I need to create only one primary key in the table. May I know the reason?
Because there is a duplicate values.
See, one table, let's say employee number, it is a unique value.
Yes.
So one table we should maintain, one column should be unique. Remaining column will be, it is a, it should not be unique. If you maintain two columns unique, again the data redundancy will happen. That's what.
Yeah.
That if your data redundancy will happen, what will happen? The duplicate data will come and sit in the table. So if I want to avoid this kind of thing, you can use only one primary key in the table.
Okay.
But we can use composite also.
Composite, yes, we can use. That's what I'm telling you. Composite we can use, but that again it is a business scenario. So usually, if you use the composite, what will happen, right? Again the performance will come. Still, if you required everything, then we'll go for a compositive queue. But my suggestion is not that much of good. Okay, so I'm stopping here. If you don't have any questions, so tomorrow will be continue remaining classes.
Sir, it's a request. Can you take some topic on normalization also?
See, it is class is for the 20 hours, and also I distribute the syllabus. If you want, then you can personally, you can call me. I can able to, give the normalization.
So you have already given the notes, the topics or where it is given.
Yeah, Madhu sir will provide the list of the topics. These are the topics which I provide to Madhu sir. So he will be assist you on this. But if you want to, I give the email ID, right?
Yes.
So this is the email ID. You can drop if you have any questions. Definitely.
Okay. And notes
I'll
also we can talk to Madhu sir only, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
But normalization. So if you want more details, you can drop the email ID so that I will give the more information. If it is one-on-one, if you drop me email ID, then I will take one special class. I will talk to you.
Okay. Thank you.